Hey guys, what's up? It's Heather Grant. So happy to be with you today. And today I'm going to be talking about how to get the last 2 or 3 drops of essential oils out of your bottle. I have a little tip and trick that I'm going to teach you. And then also what to do with your empty bottles. That's one of the questions that I get asked a lot from viewers is, how do I get the last 3 drops out? And then what do I do with the empty bottle? So I'm going to share with you what I do. And then if you guys have a way that you a tip or trick that you have for us, please share in the comments below. So first and foremost, what I do just to get the last couple of drops out, no matter what oil I'm using, is I actually just take the lid off, and then I find just a sharp knife or a butter knife, and you can actually take this little top off. So this little top is called an orifice reducer, and it actually just pops right off. You can do this with not only like 5 or 15 milliliters, but you can also do it with your roller bottles as well. So that little orifice reducer comes off, you can throw it in the trash, and then you can get the last couple of drops out of the bottle. So one of the ways, or what I will do, is I will actually, if this is a citrus oil, say lemon or wild orange or grapefruit, I will actually just put water in it, shake it up really good, and then I will put that in my water bottle and use that to get the last couple of drops out. If it's an oil like Balance or Serenity or Whisper or something like that, I'll actually just throw all of it, everything, into my bathtub, and that's one of the ways that I use those last few drops, is I'll throw like the orifice reducer on top and everything just into my bath water. In a diffuser is another really good way. So if I have just a couple of drops left of something like Citrus Bliss or Cheer or Elevation or Motivate, same thing. I'll fill it with water, shake it up, and then just dump that into my diffuser, so I'm getting those last couple of drops out. I'll also cook with them. So oregano, for example, is an oil that I'm never gonna diffuse, I'm not gonna put in my bath water, and I'm certainly not gonna put it in my drinking water. And so I will actually add a couple of drops of olive oil to the bottle, shake it up, and then actually add that to a pasta sauce, a pizza sauce, a soup, something like that. Sorry, this is a totally tangent, but kind of a funny story. So I actually, one time, my husband is a prankster. Like, he loves to pull pranks on me. And one time I had started my bath water, but then I was like running around doing other things and grabbing stuff. And when I went to get in, I like sat in the bath water and I'm like, it really smells like oregano in here. And all of a sudden my skin started burning. My husband, just to be funny, had like dropped like 3 drops of oregano into my bath water. Yeah, I was so not happy, and I got him back. I can't remember what I did, but oregano is not an oil you want to put in your bath water. My skin was like on fire, and I smelled like pizza. It was just kind of one of those fun experiences. But I've been happily married for 16 years, still am happily married, even after he pulled that prank on me. Love him dearly, but just kind of he's such a funny guy and thinks of funny stuff. So don't put oregano in your bath water. But back to what else I use. So if it's an oil that I have a couple of drops left of something like Deep Blue or Aroma Touch or Siberian Fir, which is the one that I have in my hand, adding a couple of drops of fractionated coconut oil, shaking that up, and then you can actually get that those last couple of drops out, right? You can use it for a massage or the back of your neck or a headache or something like that. So that's how I use up the last couple of drops in my bottles. If you guys have a tip or a trick or something that you do, share with me. I want to know. So that's how I use it up. Now, what do you do with the bottles when they're done? Now, if you were someone who was fortunate enough to live right by doTERRA headquarters in Pleasant Grove, Utah, they actually have a recycling place there that you can actually take your bottles to doTERRA headquarters and drop them off. But for most of us, we live way too far away. And so a couple of things you can do, if you clean these bottles out really good, you can actually take them to your local glass recycling place. So find a place that will actually accept these darker bottles. You can recycle them just like you would normal glass. So please recycle. Or a couple of other things you can do with these empty bottles is, I've made Christmas lights out of them before. So you buy a white strand of lights, clean the bottles out, and then I've posted a picture on my Facebook page. Has a picture. If you want, I can send you a picture, but I actually make Christmas lights out of them. I did a doTERRA Christmas tree one year. It was so much fun, just kind of a fun, cool to have a doTERRA tree with like these little bottles with lights hanging all the way around it. It was really, really cute. So that's something you can do. I have one of my best friends, Shanae. She is so crafty. She's really, really cool. She actually will super glue the lids on so that they're not a choking hazard. And then she gets out her little googly eyes and her glue gun and her felt and material, and she makes little people out of these little doTERRA bottles. So she'll do little eyes and a mouth and hats, and these are like the perfect size for like little Tonka truck drivers for your boys. She throws them in the sand pile with her kids. You can use them like in the living room floor. They just make these cute little doTERRA people. So don't let your kids play with them on cement in case they break. Someone brought that up on my page. They said, hey, make sure you're not playing with them by cement, but they're perfect for a sand pile or for a carpeted kids room to play with. So they make cute little people to play with. And then one of the things that I did a couple of years ago that has been really kind of fun is I actually will go to thrift stores and I will find really cool, very inexpensive glass vases that are, you know, see-through and clear, that have a cool design on them, or that are these really cool shapes. And then I put all of my empty bottles in there, and it's really cool because you start with this empty vase, and then you just add little empty bottles, and over time it turns into this like rainbow of empty bottles that are really, I really feel like these bottles are so beautiful. And when you get green bottles and 5 milliliters and roller bottles and reds and yellows, like all of these different colors into this container, it just makes such a great conversation piece. So I actually had that as the main centerpiece in my living room on a coffee table. I've done it in my office before on end tables, and it's just this huge cool glass vase filled with all of these empty bottles of different sizes and colors, and it's really beautiful and really fun. So that's something that I've done that I really think is kind of cool, and it's a fun conversation piece. So you guys, share with me, what do you guys do with your empty bottles, and how do you guys get the last couple of drops out? I want to know. Everyone, have an awesome day. Bye guys.